Hello and welcome to another episode of Now About That with James and Sarah. I'm James.
And I'm Sarah.
And on today's episode, Sarah has something planned, but I have a story to tell, but it can wait until the end. So,
You don't want to go with your story first?
well, we also kind of both have a story because we originally were going to record yesterday and Sarah was having technological issues, much like Sarah does.
You know.
I guess I can start with my story.
Okay.
So I only worked Monday and Tuesday this week. And then Wednesday, we took Ryan's car up to the facility and dropped it off so that it can be at a safe place to park. And like they're watching it all the time anyway. They're watching where we parked anyway. We dropped it off up there. But Tuesday night on my way home, I was driving and I went to someone cut in front of me. So I got into the right-hand lane and went to like speed up to go around them because I was coming up on my exit anyway. Well, it turns out the reason that they got over was because there was a police officer pulled someone over. And I got pulled over because I switched lanes and was driving by the police officer while they were completing a stop. So I got pulled over and I got a ticket, and he came up and he was like, do you not know what the move over law is? I was like, I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it means if there's I didn't say this, but I'm like, I've never heard of that law. He was like, well, when's the last time you got pulled over? I was like, I don't know, like maybe 2017, maybe. And he was like, all right, license and registration. It was like I had to dig for my registration because I haven't used it.
Right.
And in Rhode Island, they have a weird registration. It's just a regular piece of paper.
Yeah, the one here in Texas is just a regular piece of paper too.
So I was like digging through the stuff and I was like, I can't find it. And then I like opened one of them and I was like, oh, this isn't, because I have all of my like records for maintenance and stuff in there. And I was like, oh, this is my registration. Here you go. He goes, okay, I'll be back. He was gone for like 10 minutes. And as I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, none of these people are moving over. Why am I getting pulled over? None of these people are moving over. And he came back and he was all pissy and he was like, the move over law is that you move over whenever there's an emergency vehicle stopped. Here's your ticket. Safely pull out. I was like, all right, whatever. So I pulled out and then I got home and I looked at the ticket and I was like, it's $105, which sucks.
Right.
But there's an option to appeal it. And I think I'm going to appeal it because I looked up the law. And my argument, I'm going to have two arguments.
Okay.
The first argument is I technically am in compliance with the law because I didn't see his lights until I didn't have enough time to get over. And the law is move over or slow down. And I was going slower than the speed limit. So I technically slowed down.
Right.
So I'm technically in compliance with the law. He's just pissed off because I moved over before I passed, like into the lane next to him when he was stopped. And I'm like, there's nothing I could do. I was one, trying to get around the person that just cut me off. And two, my exit was coming up anyway. So I was going to get over then anyway. And then the second reason I think that I can probably fight it and appeal it is in the law, it says no more than $100.
Oh.
And he wrote the ticket for $105. So he technically is not in compliance with the law. So that kind of voids the ticket anyway.
Right.
In what I understand, because in the law, I read the law specifically and it says a fine of no more than $100. And he wrote it for $105. So technically the fine is void.
I mean, I agree with you and fight it for sure, because fuck the police.
I've also heard that if you request a court date and then the officer doesn't show up, then it automatically gets voided anyway.
I've also heard that, but I had a court date when I was trying to get my license stuff taken care of, and the police officer didn't show up, and that wasn't the reason that it got voided. So
I don't know. I've never really had a court date, and I've only ever had like 2 tickets, and they were for speeding.
right.
And it was like a go to the courthouse or whatever and pay the $50 fine. And it's just, it goes to like the local police office or whatever, instead of it actually like technically being a ticket. It's more of like just a citation, and it just goes towards like their budget or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know. I have to get a money order or something. And it's a $25 fee for an appeal date. So I have to get a money order and send it, because it's check. It says check, but I'm like, I don't have a check. So I'm going to just go get a money order and appeal it, because I don't think I should have to pay it, because one, I was, like I said, in compliance with the law, because it's move over if it's safe to do so. And by the time I saw his lights, it was not safe to do so, or slow down. And I was definitely going less than the posted 55 mile per hour, because it was like heavy traffic anyway. So I wasn't going what I'd normally be doing and being like 65, 70, you know, 55.
Right.
So that was my story. Fun stuff.
Sounds like it. Jesus. Today just did not go well for me at all. I don't know. Nick says I'm getting all my bad luck out before the new year.
Man, that's good.
I was just like, okay, I hope that's what's happening. But I was at work today, and everything was kind of a mess when I got there, because the person that I'm covering had to leave like very suddenly, because her mother is not doing well. So she had to leave for Louisiana extremely suddenly. So obviously there were things that were not done yet, and it kind of threw off my groove this morning. And then when I was trying to do the morning reports, none of the reports I needed would load. And I had to keep clearing the cache and, doing the thing and trying to like close it out, open it back up again, close it out, open it back up again, until it finally decided it was going to cooperate. And then, oh my God, we had a patient fall, which is not good. Especially
did you push them over?
I did not. I tried to grab him though to like steady him, and that didn't work.
That seems dangerous too, because it seems like you could either hurt him if you grabbed him wrong, or he could pull you down and you could hurt yourself.
Right. But I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking, oh my God, this elderly man is about to fall. So, unfortunately, he did hit the ground. So then that was a thing that we had to deal with. And there was obviously paperwork to do for that. And then I was like, man, I've really had a wackadoodle day today. Let me be nice to myself and order some French fries. Okay, so I order myself some French fries and a little Dr. Pepper, just to cheer myself up. Okay, because I wasn't able to leave for lunch like I normally would. So.
Because you beat an old man?
No, because I had to fill out paperwork.
Because you beat an old man.
I didn't beat him. I did not hurt him. But anyway, so I'm drinking my Dr. Pepper, and it spills all down the front of me. And not only did it spill all down the front of me, it spilled in the shape of a dick. So I had this big ass wet penis on me for like at least half of the day before it finally dried.
Sounds like a fun Friday night to me.
That's not how I want a penis. I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. I just and nobody was on time for their appointments. And it was just one thing after another, after another, after another. And I just felt like I could not catch my breath today. But anyway, that's all I've got, though, if you are interested in going into the thing that I have prepared.
Okay.
So, because it is coming up on that time of year, that time which is my favorite time of year, which is New Year's. I always like to take New Year's as an opportunity to reflect on the past years and to look forward to different things in the new year. So, I came up with some questions about this past year and for this next year. I've only got about 5 questions, but I figure that they're decent enough that we could probably, riff off of them a bit.
Okay.
So, the first question is, what was your fave movie that you watched this year?
It's a good question. I don't remember what all we watched this year. And if we watched anything new.
Well, we did. Because we talked about it on the podcast.
Are you talking about Saltburn?
Well, there was Saltburn, yes, but there were other movies that we watched for the first time.
Well, Beetlejuice just came out on Paramount, Peacock, one of the two. So we watched that, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was very nostalgic, and it was fun. I liked the cast. What movie are you referring to?
We watched Halloween movies, and a couple of them were new to us, weren't they? We both watched Abigail, and that was new.
Oh yeah, Abigail was good. We did talk about Abigail this year. I'm trying to think of what movies if Ryan and I went to see it, like to the movies to see anything this year. I don't think I did.
To the movies this year. I went to the movies a lot this year. You know what though? I have, the Cinemark app on my phone, which will tell me which movies I went to see.
Smile 2 was pretty good.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
It just came on some streaming service. I can't remember which one. HBO or Max or Paramount Plus. I think it's Paramount Plus. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. No, I'm not going to say anything. Twisters came out. It was good. I really enjoyed it. We watched it on Peacock, I think. I think I want to go see Wicked. Maybe while I'm back in Indiana, I might go by myself and see it, or see if Ryan's niece wants to go see it. And then we can make like a day.
Okay, so what I watched this year. At the movies, anyway. I saw Gone with the Wind, which I had seen before. I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I saw Interstellar 5555, which is it's a whole movie built around a Daft Punk album. It was actually really good. It was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
We just watched Longlegs.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was good. I really enjoyed it. It was very creepy.
I have not watched it yet, but it's on my list.
Nicolas Cage is in it, and the makeup is amazing.
Nice.
The makeup department, or the what is it? It's not called makeup.
The special effects.
Special effects, yeah. They did an amazing job.
Love that.
because you can't really tell that it's him.
Nice. I would definitely say that my favorite movie this year that I watched was Saltburn. If for no other reason than I watched it many times this year.
Did we watch Barbie this year, or was that 2023? I know it came out in 2023.
I still have not seen Barbie.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's real disheartening, isn't it? My friends, like a bunch of my friends went to go see Barbie, but I think I was working that day and I wasn't able to go, or I was sick.
You have friends other than me?
I know, right? It's weird.
It's snowing here.
Is it?
Yeah. We were supposed to get like 2 to 4 inches today. But if we were talking about TV shows, there's been a lot of series that I've been watching recently that I have really enjoyed. Abbott Elementary was really fun. Really great TV series.
Love Quinta.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she does a really great job, and all the cast is amazing on that show. Elsbeth is a really fun show, although I do have some qualms with it because they start off by showing you the murder happened, so you see who the murderer is. And I'm not a huge fan of that. But today, like the episode that I just watched today, which I think was last week's episode or this week's episode, I don't remember. But she kind of pointed to why and it's in their like second season, but she kind of pointed to why they show the murderer, and it's because she thinks it's more fun. And it's like all about her. Like she's a lawyer that is helping the police homicide unit in, I think it's New York City. It is New York City. And she first was there to kind of see if there was any corruption happening. And there was in the first season, there was a lieutenant, but not the captain, that was not pretending, but like basically saying he had access to the captain and he was working with someone to help them do crime. And that was like her main reason for being there. And at the end of that, she was like, well, I could go home. And then the second season, she came back and they wanted her to stay. So it's a good show. And then what other one am I watching? High Potential is a really fun one to watch. It's a remake of a British series called High Intellectual Potential, or High Intellectual Person, I think is what it's called. Individual. I don't know. Hold on. I've looked it up before, and it's a pretty good movie, or a pretty good show. That the one that I'm watching from the United States is it's French. That's why I didn't watch it, because it's HPI, High Potential Intellectual. And then the one in the United States is just called High Potential, and it has Caitlin Olsen in it. Do you know who that is?
No.
I want to say she's from Sunny with a Chance.
Okay.
Oh no, it's always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, I've not seen that.
But she was the other show that I just started watching, and I think it actually ended this last season, which sucks because it was really fun. Oh no, season 4 premiere 2025. Is Hacks on Max, HACKS.
Okay.
And it has Jean Smart and Hannah Ian Bender. And Jean Smart is like a female comic that was had a residency in Las Vegas, and then she works with Hannah Inbender, who goes by Ava, and she's like Ava's trying to help her rewrite jokes and work on things to make them more fresh and new. And along the way, she like kind of talks her into changing some of her problematic jokes and the way that she sees the world. And it's a really fun series, and it talks about really interesting concepts that we've talked about here before.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
It's really fun and it's hilarious. And I just finished this 3rd season.
Nice.
And the 4th season starts in 2025, which is exciting.
There you go. I've struggled too much recently. Period. Yeah. To really start any series and like keep up. I have been just not able to focus on anything that wasn't a show I've already seen a million times. So like I watched SpongeBob so much this year. So much. I'm going to be honest, SpongeBob I think is what got me through this year. But yeah, no. I think going back to the original question, my favorite, if I was to like rank the movies I've seen this year that were new to me, Saltburn would definitely be number 1. Probably with a close second of Lisa Frankenstein. I loved Lisa Frankenstein. And then 3rd was probably Abigail. So like my top 3: Saltburn, Lisa Frankenstein, Abigail.
I don't have a top because I can barely remember the ones that I even just said.
All right. Well, we can move on to the next one. What is one word that you want to describe your 2025?
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster. You want your year to be a roller coaster?
I thought you said 2024. No.
No, 2025. What do you want?
2025. Challenge.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You want to expand on that a little bit?
I would like to be more challenged in my daily work and not hate the people that I have to deal with every single day.
Valid.
So I'm hoping for a new position at some point, a new job at some point in 2025.
I am hoping for... There's so many different words that I want to describe 2025. But I think the primary one is blessed. I just want the whole year to just go really well in spite of all the bullshit.
It's already currently happening because
right.
Our government's about to shut down by midnight tonight.
Yeah. I'm kind of, I don't even know.
I'm kind of like, I would really like for it to be shut down for a little while. But on the other hand, it kind of sucks for the people that have to like rely on it.
Right. Because they're not going to get paid.
Yeah. Well, the people, not even the people like that work for the government, but the people that receive like Social Security checks, the people that receive benefits that are paid for by the government, and TSA, because TSA is an agency through the government. So they're not going to have as many people working. So there won't be as many people to get you through the line if you have to travel any.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. Post office. It's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare. So that's why my word that I want to describe 2025 is blessed. Because despite it all, we're going to be blessed.
So now back to my thing, because I thought it was 2024. What word would you use to describe 2024?
Oh my God. If I'm going to describe 2024, I would probably agree with you with roller coaster, because it was up, down, all around, sideways.
And then it went off the rails.
Because what the actual fuck?
Somebody lost the plot along the way.
So, like there were a lot of good things that happened for me this year, but then also just like a lot of really shit things too. And like so much happened this year that I almost feel like it's been more than a year, if that makes sense.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, I feel like we packed enough events into this year for it to last us a couple of years. We've had enough. We can just use leftovers. Like, what?
Also, do you realize this is going to be episode 25
Dang.
of this season? Yeah.
Wow.
What episode of the total? Because I want to say we've done 38, no, 48 both seasons.
I think we did 50 both seasons. I don't remember, though. I barely remember my own name half the time.
Oh, we also had Brat and Pink Pony Club.
Oh, yep.
48. We had 48 of both seasons.
Okay, so then, dang.
So that's 96. And then 25.
We're coming up we're getting close to the end of the season.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to end up with 48 this season.
That's valid.
I mean, we might. I don't know. It depends on when we cut it off. I think we've been cutting it off around April and then switching to a new season in May.
Yeah. I think that's fair. What was your most played song this year?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. I don't keep track of that. And I don't use Spotify. I
thought YouTube did it too.
It does, but I don't know how to get to it. I really don't care.
I guess if you don't want to do the exciting thing, so I'll just talk about mine then. So my top song was Bad Love by Key. I was in the top 0.005% of global listeners for this song. So, my top 5 songs for the year were Bad Love by Key, Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan, Taste of You by Rez featuring Dove Cameron, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, and Talk Too Much by Renee Rapp. So I played 2,388 songs this year. And my biggest listening day was February 2nd with 1,290 minutes. Which
okay, it's going through this little slideshow thing. I figured it out.
Cool. I had a feeling if I just kept talking, you would figure it out.
So it says you're listening this year. It's giving amped, lovesick, hype, and pop music. You racked up 14,382 minutes of listening this year. You explored 1,058 different tracks, but one became your theme. And your top track is Red Wine Supernova. First listen date is July 9th. Total listen time, 331 minutes.
Dang.
And then behind it is... So Red Wine Supernova, my number 1. Used to Be Young is my number 2 by Miley Cyrus. Brand New Bitch by Cobra is number 3. Guess Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish is my number 4. And Coffee is my number 5. So 2 Chapel Roan songs made my top 5 list.
My my top 5 artists were all women. Chapel Roan, Renee Rapp, Megan Thee Stallion, Taylor Swift, and Dua Lipa. It was truly the year of femmes for me. Oh,
my top 5 are all women too. Yeah. Chapel Roan, Miley Cyrus, Adele, Britney Spears, and Billie Eilish.
Nice. Britney Spears is usually on your top playlist, though, to be honest.
Maybe.
I mean, I have many, many memories of the two of us listening to Britney Spears, to be honest. Specifically, her Circus album.
Yeah. I like that it does this, your 2024 timeline. So April was my most adventurous month
Oh.
for listening to new music. June was all kinds of happy, at least musically. August was your top month with Chapel Roan, which makes sense. In August, you also had Red Wine Supernova on repeat.
Nice.
If your year were a movie, you would be the undercover agent. You love disguises, scoping out the best remixes, live performances, which is not true, and more.
All right. The next question is, what's one thing you're looking forward to in the next year?
I think I would like some change. Like I said, I kind of already talked about it earlier. I'd like I'd like something different, something new. I want to move to a different part of Boston Scientific. So I'm hoping to get a new job in a different area. And I've applied for a couple of positions. One in sales for sales training, one in compliance training, and then just recently customer experience, which is kind of like sales-ish, but it's where you're like working on content and training material for the doctors and doctors.
Okay.
So we'll see. Hopefully something will come out of the 3 applications that I put in, although one of them was back in October. 2 of them were back in October. And then the most recent one was just yesterday.
Okay.
Not that I don't love where I work. I do love my coworker and a few of my coworkers. But it's just, there's too many people that don't do their job well enough that still, for some reason, continue to get praised. And I don't understand it.
I get that.
And like one of the issues that I'm seeing is one of the people got into a manager position and he has an issue with his employees where his entire department is very like fighting back and forth. There's a lot of infighting in his area. So I don't understand how he would have been able to so the supervisor is below manager where I work. And I don't understand how he got promoted from a supervisor to a manager. Because to me, you should have like done things that make sense for you to move. And one of the things is your employees should be
Working well
your
together.
yeah, like be able to resolve conflicts within your employees, but it didn't happen. So it's like, I don't understand. So hopefully something new.
Okay. I am looking forward to
and being a doctor.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be a doctor. That's cool as fuck, friend. I'm looking forward to getting to experience, more of this financial stability that I'm working on. I'm looking forward to potentially getting to travel more. Since I'll be in a better financial position, I would really like to, go back to Indiana, see my mom, see my siblings, and that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to continued financial stability. All right. And then the 5th question is, What was your most memorable moment this year?
I don't know. I mean, I would have to say it sounds really sappy, but I'd have to say being able to make it back and be there for Kristen's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kristen got married this year.
Yeah.
Learning how to use a software for editing videos and using them multiple places throughout the corporation.
Ooh.
So I've been able to kind of get a little bit more exposure in that vein. And I got to travel to outside of the US for the first time. I went to Costa Rica.
Yeah, you did.
That was fun.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome.
And I didn't have to pay for it. So.
And you didn't have to pay for it, which is even better, TBH. My most memorable moment this year. There were so many memorable moments. But I think maybe the most memorable was getting to meet LBJ's daughter and not realizing at first that it was her. So I think that was my most memorable moment. That was a good moment because I had other memorable moments.
Yeah, at least you didn't accidentally say something unsavory about him while you were talking to her.
That's true. That's true. To be fair, I do have qualms with him as a president, but overall, like, he was doing the best that he could with what he had at hand. And I kind of like, yeah, he still had a lot of issues, but overall, he'd probably still be in my top 5 favorite presidents, you know? So I wouldn't have been bad mouthing him too bad. At least not anything she wouldn't have already heard herself, like how he just had to be in everybody's personal space. But anyway, I think that was probably the most memorable moment for me. There were a lot of moments over the year that I'm just like, damn, that's the thing that happened.
I'm also kind of eating because I am hungry.
But that's valid. I just have one. I came up with one more question while we were chit-chatting. So I just have one more, and then we can call it a podcast if you want to go finish eating.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm done now. Well, I started before we started recording, and then you started 5 minutes early, and I was like, I want to make sure we can get it started, and then I ate a little bit at the beginning and put my microphone on pause or on mute. So
there you go.
You're making a lot of noise over there.
I'm so sorry. It's because I had Facebook open and Sam started messaging, and apparently I have Facebook notifications turned on. So I closed out of that page, so it should stop. Okay, so speaking of the new year, what is your favorite New Year's memory?
I don't really do much for the new year.
Fair, valid. Anything that sticks out in particular, though?
I think one year it was you, me, and Sam went to that French restaurant and had like their New Year's dinner thing that had like it was really great food, and I'd never eaten French food until then.
Nice.
That was fun.
That was fun. I do remember that. My favorite New Year's memory is from way, way back. My favorite New Year's story is always and forever going to be New Year's Eve 1999. Because
When you were 10, 11?
I was 11. Yes, because my mom had a migraine and my stepfather was at work, and it was the first year that Christopher and I stayed up until midnight. And so we watched Shakespeare movies, and one of our like family friends brought over pizza and hung out with us while we watched Shakespeare movies. We watched Much Ado About Nothing. We watched King Henry V. And also because I was a weirdo back. I mean, I'm still a weirdo, but I was
going to say.
I was even more weird back in the day. And 11-year-old Sarah thought it'd be super cool if the Millennium Bug was actually a thing and technology all crashed, because I thought it'd be cool to live like a pioneer.
Ugh.
I told myself that I would totally have survived the pioneer days. And I'm over here like, girlfriend, you were such a terrible asthmatic, and you think that you were going to survive in the pioneer days without your inhaler? Are you crazy? But anyway.
Speaking of, and we talked about movies, I rewatched The Devil Wears Prada with today's eyes, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
Which parts?
First of all, there would never be an interview for a position at 8 a.m. at a corporate gig. Interviews are usually like at earliest 10 a.m. Definitely not 8 a.m. And then like all of her friends and her boyfriend are kind of assholes. And it's like, if she wants to do something to get ahead for her job, you should be uplifting her and being excited for her. It just seemed like they were all kind of like jealous or frustrated that she was having fun and doing good at her job. And I don't like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, she shouldn't be pissed off. Or the one thing that really makes me so mad is the night that she was at the gala when she wasn't supposed to be, because Emily got sick. So Andrea had to come along and help because Emily was sick and she wasn't focusing right. And she was leaving, and Christian Thompson stops her on the way out and says, "Oh, one of my writers or editors from the New York Times is in here, and I would really like for him to get to know you." And she's all frustrated because she missed her boyfriend's birthday, and she was already missing his birthday, and she needed to leave, and then she ended up leaving. And I was like, no, it's his birthday. You know what happens every single year? Someone has a birthday. This is your job, and you have a chance to meet someone that could potentially get you into one of the jobs that you would actually like and where you could be doing what you love. And you're leaving it to go have a birthday, to already have missed your boyfriend's birthday. And then for you to get home and him to be so pissy, walking around skulking like a little child because you missed his birthday.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous and stupid. And she should have broke up with him on the spot.
I mean,
it's like, if you're that childish that you're going to throw a fit because someone missed your birthday, that happens every single year.
I mean, I don't know. I'd be kind of sad. Like, but it would also, if I knew that the person, that my significant other was in the midst of like going to a thing so that they could further their career, and it was important to them, I would support that. Like, I would say, oh yeah, no, we can totally have my birthday party later.
Yeah. And that's my issue. Like, it's not even that he didn't get to have a birthday party. He had a birthday party. She just wasn't able to make it because something else for her job was at the same time. And she got him a cupcake and brought it to him after she was able to leave her event. And then he was just all pissy and didn't even acknowledge that she brought a cupcake to him. It's like, to me, it's just, that's stupid.
No, I agree.
And I would have broken up with him on the spot.
Valid. Super valid.
And said, hey, I'm sorry I missed your birthday. It sucks. Let me treat you to something tomorrow. And then this was a really important event and I needed to be there. There's always tomorrow. Just because I wasn't there at the party that you did get to have. Like, it's not like they didn't have a party.
Right.
There was a party that happened.
There was, in fact, a party that happened. Well, I know that the listeners can't see what you're wearing right now, but I can. And so I just want to tell everybody he's wearing a sweatshirt that says "Too bougie for ugly sweaters."
Yeah.
I saved the photo that you had sent to the group chat the other day when you wore it for the Christmas thing at your work.
Yeah, so we had a Christmas party last week and I got this sweater for it, and it was there was a lot of people that were like, "Ooh, I like your sweater. I really like your sweater." I'm just like, I don't wear ugly sweaters. I'm sorry.
I love it. I think it's fantastic and wonderful and amazing. Well,
I do kind of feel like it is a little bit of like the sweater itself isn't super cheap. I don't think it's designed very well. And the person that made it, it's like, this is just screen printing or like, what is that called? It's screen printing, basically.
Yeah.
And the way that they kind of created it, it seems like they just make it like in bulk and then like iron on sticker it to the sweatshirts. And it's in the same, I think it's in the same location in all sweatshirts. So depending on like the size of your sweatshirt, like to me, it's too small and too high. Like I want it to be further down and bigger.
Okay.
So like the larger your sweatshirt is, the larger your sweater is, the smaller the print looks. So there's like just at the bottom, there's about like 6 inches of just blank sweater material. And I just feel like they should have scaled up the design and made it fit more on the like centered in the sweatshirt.
I get that. I can agree with that. Well, do you have any exciting plans for this weekend?
Tomorrow I'm going to be finishing up my school stuff. And then Sunday we take off to Indiana. So we leave Sunday morning, stay in Olean, New York, I think. And then Monday finish up going to Indiana. And then we're there into next Sunday. So this will be the last episode of 2024.
Wow.
This will be our last episode of 2024. I think it would have been it anyway.
Yeah, I think it probably would have been anyway, because we usually take a break around the holidays. You know, because why not? We deserve a break.
I think it would have been anyway because we would have recorded on the 27th and it would have been posted on the 30th. So just before New Year's. But we're not coming back until the 29th. So we'll start driving back on the 29th and then make it back by the 30th.
There you go. That'll be exciting.
What about you? Any fun plans? Do you have anything fun planned for Christmas or New Year, since we're not going to be recording, or, well, we'll talk, I'm sure, like via Messenger or something.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. This weekend, I'm gonna go to karaoke this evening, which is fun. I'm excited about it. Tomorrow I am going to College Station to have Christmas with so goofy. He's making faces right now. Have Christmas with my friend Sky and her kiddo Silas. And then I think Sunday I'm grabbing lunch with my friend Stephanie. I think that's it though. But if I don't end up like hanging out with Stephanie, then I'm just gonna stay home all day and play video games. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. And then as for Christmas, I think the current plan is, I know that Nick and Horace and Bobby are going to be going to Houston to visit Nick's family for Christmas. But they're going to be back on Christmas Day. So they're pretty much just going, I think they're leaving Monday and coming back to either they're leaving Sunday and coming back Tuesday, or they're leaving Monday and coming back Sunday and then coming back on Wednesday morning, I think. And then the plan is right now that Wednesday evening, aka Christmas, we will all get together to exchange whatever gifts have arrived. Unfortunately, none of my gifts for Horace have arrived. One of my gifts for Nick has arrived. All of Kat's presents arrived. But I'm just like, wow, okay, I guess.
You know, that's funny. We were talking, one of the managers was asking me what we do for Christmas. And I was like, we don't really do anything for Christmas. Because I'm like, I usually, if there's something that I want, I get it for myself throughout the year. And if there's something that Ryan wants and I can get for him, I don't have to wait for his birthday or a Christmas to get it for him. I just get it for him when I have the means to do so.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I also hate the whole commercialization of Christmas. I think it's like buying people presents is more important than like spending time with your family and stuff. It's like, it's all about what's the better present you can get someone. And I'm like, I've given people enough presents throughout. My presence is your presence.
Correct. Correct. I love giving gifts to people.
I do too. It's just I don't have to wait for a special day to give someone a gift.
Right. That's true. And I generally feel the same. Like if I want to give somebody a gift, I usually give it to them whenever. But I think I agree with the just spending time together is mostly what I enjoy. Especially over the last couple of years. I just really enjoy the quality time together watching, whatever Christmas movie it is that we've found to torture ourselves with. Eating whatever it is that we've made, that kind of thing. I just like spending time with my friends. So
I did get Ryan something. It wasn't for Christmas. It was just, so he was looking at doing like the Klarna thing where it breaks up your like the payments for something over like a 4-week period or something like that.
Oh yeah.
For I think it's called Freerite Traveler, which is kind of like a word processor that doesn't have like anything on it. It's just for writing.
Oh.
So it has like a keyboard and then a small screen that you type in, and it's kind of like a digital typewriter kind of.
Oh, okay.
And it was kind of expensive. And he was like, well, I can't really afford to just buy it. It might be something I'll wait for my income tax check to get. And then I'll do like the Klarna thing where I set it up on the payments. He looked into it and he like tried to apply for it. And for some reason, one time it denied him or whatever. And then the next time he said he tried it and it looked like it was going to work, but he was like, I'm just going to wait for a while. And then he was like, he does this thing that you kind of do a little bit where he just expects the worst a lot. And he's like, well, it's not going to work because it's me type of thing. You do it a lot too, Sarah.
I'm really working on it.
Good. And I was like, well, I can get it for him. I mean, it was kind of expensive. It was like $500. But I was like, I can just get it for him and it can be a present that I get for him because he really wants it and he thinks it's going to help him write. So I will get it for him. And I bought it and it shipped. It was like 3 days later. And I gave it to him and he was really excited.
Oh, I love that. It's cute. It's cute.
That's disgusting, Sarah.
I know you hate that kind of stuff.
I do. I don't know why. It grosses me out. It gives me the ick.
Gives you the ick.
As the kids would say 10 years ago.
You mean me now saying it gives me the ick.
Well, you want to go ahead and call it a podcast and we can wrap it up for 2024?
Wrapping it up for 2024.
You know what they say. Wrap your tool, stay in school. No, stay in school, wrap your tool.
Yes.
Never risk it, wrap your biscuit.
Yep. I was just getting ready to say that one because that's your favorite one.
Thank you, Mamrie Hart. All right. Well, thank you for listening to this week's episode of Now About That with James and Sarah. If you like this episode, please give us a like, comment. Don't forget to follow or subscribe. If you would, give us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, as this will help get the podcast out to more people and help us grow. Feel free to follow us on social media. Our handle everywhere is Now About That Pod. So if we don't come up in the search, then we are not on that platform. If there's something specific you would like us to discuss on the podcast, feel free to email us at nowaboutthatpod@gmail.com. Visit our website, www.nowaboutthatproductions.com. Or you can also leave us a voicemail or send us a text message with anything you would like us to discuss on the podcast. Our phone number is 765-557-4170. Thanks again for listening, and we hope you have a great week and a great holiday season since it's coming up on Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, all the big holidays.
That's good shit.
So enjoy your Christmas time, hopefully, or your holiday time. Hopefully you get to spend it with your loved ones, whether that be your blood family or your chosen family, whoever you want to choose it with or to spend it with. And Sarah, have a great weekend, a great holiday time, Christmas, New Year's. Don't get too drunk and fall on the floor and roll around.
I'll try not to. You have a good holiday and weekend as well, and be safe on your travels to Indiana.
Hopefully, Moira's going to be driving us for most of it. So
good luck, Moira. I believe in you.
Love you, Moira. Gotta go get me a $25 money order to go to court.
Good luck. I believe in you.
All right. Have a great one, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.